Glad to have you along on another edition of Kroger Inside Kentucky Golf, produced in partnership with Golf House Kentucky and its family of golf organizations. And it's a real honor today and a privilege to be at Lindsay Golf Course in Fort Knox, Kentucky. Hello, everyone. I'm Don Russell. It's going to be a very special show today. You're going to find out a lot of the programs that are going here in Fort Knox that help the veterans that have gone through a lot of difficult times through the game of golf. And also, we've talked about the PGA Reach program. Well, part of that that's going to come to light here at Lindsay is a part of the PGA Hope program. Hope you'll stay with us for this edition of the show, and we'll be back to Fort Knox, Kentucky in just a moment. Kroger Inside Kentucky Golf is produced in partnership with Golf House Kentucky and its family of golf organizations, and is sponsored by Kroger and its partners: Florida's Natural Orange Juice, Sparkling Ice Naturally Flavored Spring Water, Coca-Cola, Kraft Foods, and Dr. Pepper. Kroger IKG is also sponsored by PNC Bank and the Legends Tour Championship, presented by Old National Bank, August 28th through 30 at the French Lick Resort Pete Dye Course.
You don't need a computer to design something extraordinary. Everyone said that building a golf course here was impossible. The Pete Dye Course at French Lick Resort, sketched on a napkin, carved into history.
Ah, the homebrewed taste of Gold Peak iced tea. Just one sip of Gold Peak, and you'll feel right at home, like I do. Because there's nothing better than homebrewed taste to bring you home.
Is that Bob from down the street again?
Uh-huh.
What is he up to?
Making himself at home, I guess.
Oh.
The homebrewed taste of Gold Peak iced tea will make you feel at home wherever you are.
Have you heard about golf steps? It's not how you play, it's how much you play.
Competitions for all ages.
Hey, have you heard? Golf Steps is mobile.
Golf for the health of it.
Register at golfsteps.com today.
Find Golf Steps USA on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube.
Golf Steps. Walk, play, win.
Packed with real fruit taste, just the right amount of fizz, and none of the calories. Sparkling ice. It's the bold side of water. Find your flavor.
This segment of Kroger IKG is brought to you in high definition by Kraft Foods. Welcome back to Kroger IKG, and welcome to Lindsay Golf Course at Fort Knox, Kentucky. We've been here many times. It's a great facility. I want to introduce a very special guest, John McAfee. And John, first of all, it's great to have you on the program. We're going to be talking about the PGA Hope program, but first let's talk about you. You're a longtime veteran. You served our country very well, and now you've gotten involved in the game of golf, of course, what this show is about. But let's talk about your background and what golf has meant to you as we progress and talk about what's happening here today.
Certainly, and first of all, I'm really happy to be back here in Louisville. This is my hometown. I was born in Okolona and moved across the river for my high school years. But I consider this home. I went to basic training here at Fort Knox. But after I served in the military with 101st Airborne out of Fort Campbell, I got traumatically injured in Afghanistan in 2010. And once I transitioned out of the military, I really kind of lost my way. I lost, my brothers. I lost my job. And, I went in with a college degree and, didn't really see where I could go post-service. But that's when I got introduced to golf. And, you know, golf really kind of brought me up out of some dark places. It was something that I could throw myself into and focus on, and everything else kind of bled away, and it became my quiet place. And, you know, my life really went up for there, you know, because golf forces you to be social as well. Because, you know, once you get to the point where you can get out on the course and get past getting, you know, quiet time on the range and you want to be social, just schedule, you know, yourself as a onesome, and they're going to put you with 3 other folks that you don't know, and it forces you to be social. But, you know, it also teaches you a lot about life. You might put the perfect swing and hit the best ball you've ever hit in your life, and it goes down the middle of the fairway, hits a sprinkler head, bounces in the woods. What do you do? And, you know, that's one of the things that a lot of folks struggle with, especially with traumatic brain injury and post-traumatic stress. You know, you struggle with the stressors in life and, you know, how to compensate for those things. And golf kind of reintroduces a way to be calm, because you can't hit a golf ball when you're upset, you know. So, you know, golf has really meant a lot to me. And I've got a great affinity for the PGA Professional as well. The swing coach that took me on became my best friend and was really one of my few friends that is a civilian. And, you know, it kind of showed me that it's okay to have relationships outside of our small circle in the military. So, you know, I really owe a lot to the game and to the PGA. So I'm really excited to be working for the PGA of America and PGA Reach, and to bring PGA Hope to Fort Knox in the Louisville area.
One of the things that some of us that haven't served can't really appreciate, the difficult things you mentioned that you go through. And I know you use that as a learning experience and now using golf. But just take us there, because if you haven't been there, the vets understand, but some other people maybe don't.
Sure. You know, I was blown up 3 times in Afghanistan between the months of August and December of 2010. And the first 2 were pretty close together. Suffered some traumatic brain injury on those. But, you know, we were at a far removed outpost, and, you know, we didn't have a lot of opportunity to send guys back. So if guys were going to be okay within a few days, they had a tendency to stick around and they'd put you right back to work. So that's what I did. I just kept picking myself up and dusting myself off and going back to work and leading my guys. I couldn't leave them behind. You know, that's the most important thing. But then when I got hurt in December, it was December 26, 2010, I took shrapnel through my throat, and it went through my thyroid, hit my carotid artery, hit my spinal column. I still retain some of my arm from that as well. But that was my 3rd brain injury of the deployment, and that's what sent me home. So, you know, I got to Landstuhl in Germany, and, you know, I didn't think that I was going to be too bad off, but it happened to be New Year's Eve. And so fireworks started going off, and that's when I really learned how much of a road I had to fight to get back. And, you know, it's so difficult once you start to transition out of the military, because when you're in the military, everybody works together for a common goal. And you might have someone that you might not get along with outside of work, but when things go down in the military, you'll take a bullet for that person. 1, corporate America can learn a lot from that. But 2, when you get into the civilian world, it's so much different, you know, because everything is so fast-paced now. People are trying to get ahead, and teamwork has really gone out the window, and it's more about personal gain and what you can do for yourself. So that's really one of the biggest hurdles that service members and veterans face as they're transitioning out. And that's really another piece of what golf does. You know, golf kind of brings that camaraderie back, and with PGA Hope, getting them on the range for 5 to 8 week programs to where they can learn something new together. You know, get the camaraderie back, get them going back and forth, get them being competitive, and then also getting families involved and making it a game that they can play with their families for the rest of their lives.
Well, John, you've been a great role model for all of us. We're having a chance to talk with you in the show with Steve as well as some of these other things that are happening. But it's a pleasure to have you on the show here at Lindsay, and we're going to have a lot of fun talking about what's happened here today.
No, thanks for having me, and I'm really excited about getting this program started.
One of the young people that play the game of golf are young golfers across the Commonwealth of Kentucky. It's time for our PNC Bank Junior Golf Report.
Put your hand over your heart. Is it beating? Good. Then my Nutrition Heart Health Mix is for you. It's a wholesome blend of peanuts, pecans, and other delicious nuts, specially mixed for people with hearts. I said people with hearts, because heart health is important. That's why I've researched, optimized, and packaged this mix just for you. Not you. So if you have a heart, start optimizing your nutrition with my Nutrition. Planters, nutrition starts with nut.
I really want a cupcake, but not the calories.
Little sweet sliding down the banister.
Someone crying because they can't have a cupcake?
I didn't cry.
On the inside, you did. Little Sweet can hear that.
He can.
Don't worry. Little Sweet brought you some sweet zero-calorie treats called Diet Dr. Peppers.
Oh, yeah.
That is sweet.
Little Sweet defying gravity.
Is that Little Sweet?
Diet Dr. Pepper.
It's the sweet one.
Taxi!
Where to?
West 76th Street.
From us, the orange juice growers, to you, the orange juice lovers. Enjoy Florida's natural. Great taste, naturally.
Can you hear it? Fueling the American spirit. No matter when, no matter where, Marathon will take you there.
I'm PGA professional Colby Wallets, and I'm here to help you lower your scores. While I believe that most golfers need personal instruction to become their best, there are several examples of great players that never took a lesson in their life. In fact, if you were to poll the best players in the world, you would find that they all have a common theme to their practice: structure and consistency. I believe that with the proper practice schedule, golfers, whether they are taking lessons or not, can improve exponentially faster than if they simply go to the driving range and hit balls. This is why I designed Perfect Practice. My Perfect Practice schedule prioritizes the parts of your golf game that will lead to the greatest improvement in score in the least amount of time. It has worked for my students, and it has worked for me. I guarantee that it will work for you. So stop your meaningless practice today, and for only $39.99, start practicing with a purpose. To sign up, email me today at playerdevelopment@persimmonridge.com, and be sure to check me out online.
This segment of Kroger IKG is brought to you in high definition by Kroger. Great food, low prices. Glad you're watching Kroger Inside Kentucky Golf, and glad you're watching particularly today as we're highlighting things here at Lindsay Golf Course at Fort Knox with our good friend Clyde Hill, the PGA professional here. It's been a friend of our show for many, many years. And Clyde, we're here to talk about a lot of things today, but in particular, one of the programs you've done for years that now I think is going to grow even more with the PGA Hope program is your Warrior Transition Unit golf program. First of all, explain what that's been, because it's been very successful.
Right. Here at Fort Knox, and Fort Knox is one of the installations that has a Warrior Transition Unit where a lot of soldiers that have been wounded over in the different theaters and then come back here to help them get prepared to go back into society. And so the Warrior Transition Unit they're here for different things. It could be for back problems or, traumatic injuries or things like that. So what we did is we have a golf program that we do for the Warrior Transition Unit, and we do this weekly. We teach them, any of those soldiers are allowed to come out here free of charge, and we give them instructional lessons to help them try to learn the game of golf, to help them get back into society so that they can also have something to do when they go back home or when they get ready to go back into the military to do what they need to do.
You talk about that. You've done so much for the game of golf, but I know this, of all the things you do to help the game, we've hosted events here, so many things you teach all the time. This has to be one of the most rewarding programs you're involved in.
It sure is, and it's nice to see, a lot of the soldiers be able to hit a ball. A lot of soldiers that are amputees, or they've lost a limb, a leg, or they've lost an arm, and then they're able to hit it, and they feel like now they have something they can rely on and help them, instead of sitting back there in their dorm rooms over at the WTU, waiting for their next doctor's appointment, thinking, what am I going to do? Where am I going to go? So now we've helped them to give them something to do, and they can come out here. We give them instructions on Wednesdays, every Wednesday, and then we allow them to come out on Fridays, and they can come and hit balls, and then if they want to go play, we let them go play.
That's great.
So,
you know, one of the things too, we want to mention the fact we've had events here we've covered for IKG, but let's talk about the golf course, because it's a great golf course, even though it's on a military base. Let's talk about the fact it is available to the public.
It sure is. I mean, Lindsay Golf Course is, we just went through a $300,000 bunker renovation. But Lindsay Golf Course is open to the public.
Right.
But the greatest thing about it is anyone that plays here and spends their money here, that money stays right here, and it helps the quality of life of the soldiers and their families. To where it makes it easier for them, to where we can keep their fees down to where they don't have to pay much to play.
Well, that's a wonderful thing. And Clyde, we want to thank you for all the things you do, not just for this program and the game of golf, and thanks for letting us have the chance to be here today for IKG.
Well, I appreciate it. And you know what? It's a great, great show. I mean, see it, watch it, come out, play Lindsay, and enjoy it.
Morehead State University and Eagle Trace Golf Course are proud to provide closed captioning for the hearing impaired for IKG.
No two people have the same financial goals. PNC Investments works with you to understand yours and helps plan for your retirement. Talk to a PNC Investments financial advisor today.
Make the drive to Eagle Trace, Morehead State University's official golf course. Nestled in the lush green splendor of northeastern Kentucky, Eagle Trace is a gently rolling, beautifully wooded public 18-hole golf course designed to challenge the skills of the most seasoned players, yet enjoyable and playable to all golfers. Still the same great golf course, still the same great challenge, still the same great layout, but now with Zoysia fairways. Book your next tee time, outing, or fundraiser at Eagle Trace Golf Course, located just outside of Morehead off I-64 at exit 133.
Packed with real fruit taste, just the right amount of fizz, and none of the calories. Sparkling ice. It's the bold side of water. Find your flavor.
Put your hand over your heart. Is it beating? Good! Then my Nutrition Heart Health Mix is for you. It's a wholesome blend of peanuts, pecans, and other delicious nuts, specially mixed for people with hearts. I said people with hearts. Because heart health is important. That's why I've researched, optimized, and packaged this mix just for you. Not you. So if you have a heart, start optimizing your nutrition with my Nutrition. Planters, nutrition starts with nut.
America's best historic resort. It's right here in your own backyard, says Historic Hotels of America, French Lick Resort. Experience our 2 grand hotels and so much more. Our golf is legendary too. Play the Pete Dye course that will host the Legends of the LPGA Championship in August and the Senior PGA Championship presented by KitchenAid in 2015. Your walk with history starts at French Lick.
Golf steps.
Golf steps.
Golf steps.
Golf steps. Walk, play, win. Register today at golfsteps.com.
This segment of Kroger IKG is brought to you in high definition by Dr. Pepper. Welcome back to Kroger Inside Kentucky Golf. Always a pleasure to be at Lindsay Golf Course in Fort Knox, Kentucky. We're talking about a lot of programs today. One in particular, we're talking about PGA Hope and also what Clyde Hill has done here with the Warrior Transition Unit golf program and a couple of special guests. And you guys get to work together. First of all, we got a little wet today, but Mr. Potter, let's start out first and talk about what you do here at Fort Knox and what this means to you.
Yes, I've been at Fort Knox for a couple years, and I work as a physical therapist for the Warrior Transition Battalion, just working with soldiers and on the physical therapy aspects and ensuring that they are able to perform a lot of the activities that are offered and ensure that they are safe at the same time.
You know, when you talk about that, again, we thank you for your service and sacrifices you all have made. But that has to be a really rewarding program, too, because you've been there, done that, and you're making them all work together to move forward with something positive.
Yes, absolutely. It is my whole reason why I'm here, and I've been where these guys have been, and I'm able to assist them with some areas of their transition, and certainly this program has been one of the greatest benefits I've ever been a part of.
one of the things that's important here, all of these people work together and there's always a plan. That's why the military is so good. And when we talk about what you all do together, there's so many things that happen on the base that are so important. But let's talk about what you've done and working together and how this particular program fits in the overall aspect of what you guys do.
The adaptive sports program has been able to find a way to offer programs to soldiers to enable them to keep going forward. So it's our goal to find something that they like to do physically and to make it happen, make it possible for them so that they can overcome whatever is whatever obstacles are in their path.
And there's plenty of those, and one of the things that I think is very important with this, you all work as a team, but it's always good for all of us to have somebody else to talk to and talk about issues, whatever it may be. And I'm sure that has to be very rewarding because these are lifetime friendships that you have.
Yeah, we have lasting friendships. We have soldiers that have transitioned out and moved on, and they stay in contact. They even come back and still join us on some of our training events.
You're hooked on the game of golf. We got rained on a little bit today, and the first thing you want to do is go hit some more balls.
Yes, I had been playing the game for a good while, and I got away from it. So I'm back to re-energize my spirit, and most importantly, straighten up the game and see if I can definitely do something a little better than I did before.
It's an honor to talk to both of you. Clyde's done a great job with everything out here, and we're having a lot of fun on the show today. And thanks so much for being a part of the show today.
Absolutely, thank you.
It's good to have you.
Thank you.
Packed with real fruit taste, just the right amount of fizz, and none of the calories. Sparkling ice. It's the bold side of water. Find your flavor.
Only Florida's Natural is 100% grown and squeezed right here in Florida by the same folks that own the company.
Taxi!
Where to?
West 76th Street.
We bring that straight from the grove taste from us, the orange juice growers, to you, the orange juice lovers. And you can taste it in every glass. Florida's Natural. Great taste, naturally.
Packed with real fruit taste, just the right amount of fizz, and none of the calories. Sparkling ice. It's the bold side of water. Find your flavor.
Ah, the home-brewed taste of Gold Peak iced tea. Just one sip of Gold Peak, and you'll feel right at home, like I do. Because there's nothing better than home-brewed taste. Bring you home.
Is that Bob from down the street again?
Uh-huh.
What is he up to?
Making himself at home, I guess.
The home-brewed taste of Gold Peak iced tea will make you feel at home wherever you are.
Kroger Inside Kentucky Golf is produced in partnership with Golf House Kentucky and its family of golf organizations and is sponsored by Kroger and its partners, Florida's Natural Orange Juice, Sparkling Ice Naturally Flavored Spring Water, Coca-Cola, Kraft Foods, and Dr. Pepper. Kroger IKG is also sponsored by PNC Bank and the Legends Tour Championship, presented by Old National Bank, August 28th through 30 at the French Lick Resort, Pete Dye Course. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody here at Lindsay Golf Course for making this a great edition of Kroger Inside Kentucky Golf, and welcome as we wrap up the show. John's already been on the show. We're going to talk with John again in a moment, but Steve McMillan, the Executive Director of Golf House Kentucky. And Steve, we had a wonderful time here today, but let's talk in perspective from Golf House Kentucky, how this is all going to fit together, because it's really exciting.
Well, it is, Don. And as you and I have talked over the last year or so, we've talked about our PGA Reach initiative, which is part of our Kentucky Golf Foundation. And one of our aspects, our pillars, is doing things with the military, positively impacting their lives here in Kentucky. PGA Hope is exactly that. It's helping patriots everywhere. And this is going to be the first PGA Hope chapter in the state of Kentucky. And with John's help and Clyde's help, we're making that happen, and we're using Clyde's existing program and turning it into it. And we're really looking forward to this because this is something that we need to be doing. Giving back to our patriots is so vitally important, and Fort Knox is just a great place to get things started. It's just a natural fit.
When we talked the other day, when you said you had your visit with John, you just couldn't stop talking about how great this is going to be. And you really, when you got a guy like John that speaks from the heart and has been there, doesn't get much better than that.
No, exactly right. I told you the other day, he's a real American.
Yes, he is. John, thanks again. You know, you've already talked a lot about you and the program and what you've gone through and what it means to you now. But what a great opportunity here at Lindsay with a guy like Clyde and all the people that's been on the show that have this program. Pretty good starting point, isn't it?
Certainly, you know, and especially since he's already built a relationship with the folks from the Warrior Transition Battalion here and the folks from the SART program, you know, that's the big first step. Because now that we've already got physical therapists involved and folks that can get involved from a, you know, a kinesiology standpoint and a physiology standpoint to help the PGA member understand, you know, how to better accommodate for some of the injuries that are out there, it's a great fit since he's already got it started. And for us really to come in, you know, host a training next spring and to get the rest of the PGA professionals in the section involved and to really grow it out into for the veterans in E-Town and the Louisville area, and to really grow this program to where it should be, you know, to correspond with the local veteran population, because we've got such a big veteran population here in the Kentuckiana area that I just really can't wait to get this program going.
Well, when you talk about this too, one of the things we always like to do, if somebody's watching and maybe didn't see the entire show, has any questions, what's the best thing for them to do if they'd like to participate?
Well, they can go to pgareach.com and they can find any information that they want there on all three of our pillars, whether it be PGA Junior League Golf, whether it be Ernie L's Game on Autism Foundation, or whether it be PGA Hope. They'll be able to find all the information there and be able to get linked in with a local program. And if they don't have one in their program, please feel free to send us an email, and we're going to be working with your local VA or your local military base to get a Hope program set up as soon as we can in the area.
Well, John, I can't tell you what an honor it is to meet you and everybody else here today. We appreciate all you all have done, and we're so excited to have someone like you that's involved in this program. I mentioned what Steve thought about it, and thanks so much for what you've done, what we're going to do to help veterans, and I agree with him. You're a true American, and thanks so much for what you've done.
Well, I appreciate it. It was an honor. I wouldn't change anything that I've been through because, you know, if I wasn't there, I wouldn't be here. You know, so everything's really kind of led to this point, and for me to help lead this initiative with the PGA. So I'm really excited to grow this for our veterans, and especially for the veterans in the Kentucky area.
We want to thank all our special guests today and thank all of you that are serving our country now, or you have served and helped us in so many ways. I'm Don Russell for all our special guests. If you like good golf, come out here to Lindsay Golf Course at Fort Knox. We'll see you again next week. Promotional consideration on IKG provided by All Good Computers. Call Bill Ennis at 502-810-9047 for sales, service, and repairs.